Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to those guys all coming in. Jazakumullah khairan. We'll give it a few more minutes as people come in, inshallah. I promise you won't wait too long. Alaikum, as we wait, if somebody wants to ask some questions or throw some conversation in the messages, you can do. We're just 3 minutes over, and hopefully we'll start shortly. Here's my pen.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Saab.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Maurice.
Yeah, mashallah, Mughith. Mashallah, our Yorkshire / Italiano. How are you, Mughith? Mughith, you know when I do my video editing, when I do my photo editing, I see your photo right at the top for some reason. So, mashallah, you are seen by everyone on our team on the folder cover. How is everybody? Mashallah. Everybody good? Allah bless you all. Mashallah, for taking the time out. We are recording this, inshallah, so I will put it up as well later. And we are at let's say 5 past. So inshallah we will start now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulihi al-Kareem. Let's get this camera, try and centralize it. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي, and رب يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين الفتاح. We begin in the name of Allah, the most merciful and the compassionate. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our task ahead easy for us and make our journey ahead easy for us. He opens our chest and He removes the pediment from our tongues. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes us from amongst those people who are maqbool and accepted, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan for taking the time out. The purpose of today's webinar is it's a very short one, or just want to really just cover a few things that people may have missed and for you to ask questions. So I don't want to speak too much with yourselves. Ultimately, the only question I want to ask yourselves, which is I don't really need an answer to it, but it's just to get you thinking, is to what do you want to attain from Hajj? This is the most important question that I have. What do you want to attain from your Hajj? Spending so much money, spending so many days away from home, people leaving their children behind, their families behind, money that could be spent in so many other places, and so much sacrifice being made, so much headache on nusuk. There's brothers and sisters who are having to go back and forth with work and the stress of going back and forth and being humiliated by work because they don't want to give you holidays, and we'll have to have a meeting about it, we'll have to think about it, we'll have to take it to governors, and all of this headache that you have with it. Some of us, we find it easy. We may be self-employed, our employers are really good, our families are good, and some of us, we find it very, very difficult, and we go through so much hardship. So my question is, what do you want to attain from your Hajj? Something that every single one of us should write down on a post-it note and stick it somewhere where we see it every day. If it's at work, slap it on your, I don't know, on your screen, on the side of your desk. I have a lot of on the side of my desk here, post-it notes that are reminders, and some of them are questions, and some of them are to-do lists. But I want you to think about, why do you want to go for Hajj? There's a lot of you out there that when they filled in the poll, they said undecided. And the reason why this question is so important, because this is the one that will perhaps guide you towards the correct package and guide you towards the correct place for this journey. So I don't know if anyone's out there. Does anybody want to try and answer that? What do you want to gain from your Hajj?
Mom, Mom, what is that?
Anyone?
I don't know.
Apart from Jubaid, I've muted you, so don't worry, we can't hear you no more. But does anybody want to come in and just sort of have a conversation about this? What do you want to attain from your Hajj? I know it's a really tricky one. I know it's a really tricky one. I've asked a lot of people this question and I've got no answers. I've sent the message out to quite a few people and I've got no answers. And I'm putting it out there. If I could type it out and put it on the screen, I'd put it on the top. I should have put it on the background here. What do you want to attain from your Hajj? It's a serious question. Perhaps when I was doing Hajj many years ago, this is I tell you, my first time I did Hajj, it was because I was actually taking my mother. So Hajj wasn't even in my mind. Hajj wasn't actually even in my mind. The only thing in my mind was my mother's Hajj. That was it. And I was very young then as well. I must have been, I think, maybe in my early 20s, early, maybe 21, something like that. And I wish somebody had asked me this question then, when you get a little bit older, you think, I wish I had a teacher that asked me this, or I wish that happened, or I wish somebody pushed me to become a hafiz, or I wish somebody told me to go to a madrasa and learn Arabic, or I wish I did well at school. I wish somebody gave me the better career advice. So I'm asking this question because I wish somebody had asked me that question. What do you want to attain from your Hajj? What is the purpose of you going on this journey? Has anybody put anything in the chat? Let me just have a quick check. Yes, I want to complete one of my 5 pillars that is compulsory for me: increase spirituality, to fulfill my obligation. Allah barik fik. Use this as an opportunity to better myself and see where I am with my faith. Excellent. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Just put it into the chat. Yeah, you don't need to turn your microphones on. Excellent. Come on, everybody who's here. It's a nice conversation. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? And if you're struggling to answer or type something into the chat, then you really need to sit down and reconsider in the hope of Allah's forgiveness. That's right. What else? Abu Naim, Shukran, Abu Naim. Where is Amir? Where is Sister Gwendolyn? Where is iPhone? Who else do we have? Sister Jubaida, Muhammad Rahman, SRB, Umair, Waheed. We have a Zoom user. Pleasure of Allah. Jazakumullah khairan. Jazakumullah khairan. This is the first time I feel I can afford it, and the first time I can feel I feel I can leave my kids behind. And thank you for being so honest, Muhammad Rahman. Thank you for being so honest. That's right. For some of us, it's just the fact that we've just got an opening in our life somewhere because life is so busy. And this is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too. But the source to all of this is, and this is what I hope I can give you to this conversation. It's Arif, by the way. Sorry, Arif, you got Muhammad Rahman there at the top. Oh, yeah. Lol. That's right. I get the joke. Sorry, some personal jokes going on from the chat that we have on WhatsApp together. So the point I was making was this question is really important, especially for this is going out to all of those people there that are undecided without doing this. That's good. That's good. Abu Naim said, I feel like I can't progress in other things in my life without doing this. Change my life. I'm going to show you the common denominator in all of these. The common denominator that you will find. And I know if I was to poll and have of 100 Hujjaj, I guarantee you every single one of them. Not, I can't guarantee you. There will be an odd, maybe 2-5% that are like me. I'm taking my mom. Yeah. Or I'm going because I don't know, I have the money and I'm going, which is good as well. Wallahi al-azim, this is good as well because it's a fursa. it's an opportunity that you had and Allah opened it for you and you used it and sometimes you didn't think about it. But what I'm trying to do is bring to the fact I have farda, I have fulfilled and seek closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of you have the common denominator, which is actually something that is not connected to this dunya. Every single one is, I'm not sure if it's just me, but the share keeps freezing for me. Is it cold? Let me just check. I have moved away from the Wi-Fi. Let me just have a quick check. 1 second. Open a door. Sorry, I am quite far from the Wi-Fi. So the common denominator in everyone here is actually a spiritual one, is actually one of self-betterment, is actually one of gaining nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's right. So I was just reading your comments. And that should be the ultimate guide for your package. That should be actually directing you towards that. What package is going to make you get to that destination? Somebody's sister just messaged me on WhatsApp. I can't recollect her name. I get so many messages. She said, will we, I really want to uplift my spirituality on this journey. Will I get that? And I sort of said to her, I don't know what to say to her. I don't know. I feel sorry, bad in a way in saying this, but unfortunately, there will be a lot of groups. And I say this simply because I've been with a lot of groups. I've been, before I became an instructor, I went 3 times for Hajj, and then during Nusuk, I went a number of times with other groups as just an instructor, not our own group, because when Nusuk came along, all of the travel agencies and all of the partners that used to do the Hajj disappeared. And I went, and I always saw this, whichever group I went with, was the lack of spiritual growth, the lack of educational opportunities for the Hajjis, the lack of simple guidance that makes life so easy for us, the lack of explaining the Sharia to them and how easy the Sharia is and how easy the Ahkam is and how easy the Hajj is. I was always given a group of people that were totally petrified of the Hajj. They thought that Hajj was something so difficult. I could never understand what on earth is going on. Why are people coming with these presumptions? Because I don't know who filled their brain with such nonsense that Hajj is difficult. Hajj is not difficult. Hajj is very, very easy, my brothers and sisters. Is there anything in Islam that is difficult? Is there anything complicated within our faith? The reason why I would say to you, brothers and sisters, that sometimes we find the faith difficult is actually our ignorance because we never learned the faith. And I'm not going to go and give you tens of examples of that, but on this journey, we go through that. We try and live the life of Rasulullah sallallahu on this journey of Hajj. The Messenger of Allah sallallahu had a journey of Hajj where he left Medina with his companions. He traveled with them, and he did some companions did Umrah, some companions did Qiran, where they joined the Umrah with the Hajj. Some companions then went on and did Ifrad, did it on its own. Then they went to Mina, Muzdalifah, Arafah, and all of this journey builds a humongous picture of how a Muslim lives. This journeying of Rasulullah SAW taught us how we are with our family, with our wives, with young people, with old people. It taught us how to be with crowds. It taught us how to be when things can get very, very difficult. And this entire journey is a life-changing journey if we have the lenses on to see that. Or alternative, you can have the lenses of, and I've said this before, I feel like a broken wheel repeating myself again and again, which is, is it about just the hotel? Now, none of you here said it's about the hotel. None of you here said it's about the flight. None of you here said it's about the package. None of you here said it's about the location. None of you here said zone A, zone B, zone C, zone D, whatever it may be. So I don't know. I don't know what to say to Hajjis out there that are still confused. Find a group, whether it's our group that has Islamic guides, Muslim guides, teachers, people that have spent the past 2 decades, 3 decades serving the deen, serving communities and the public, and teaching people and have the ability to talk. Find a group like that. Ours is here, Ithra AlKhair 12. Or find another one in which 100% that there is a spiritual, Muslim, Islamic teacher that can uplift you, educate you, and make your life better. Find that group, and that is the package. If I could cover up Ithra AlKhair at the top of my screen over here, whatever it is, if I move over here, if I could cover that up and say, ignore that. If I could cover up and say, ignore anything that is a label on there, and the only thing you need to see is who is the guy that's going to mentor me, that's going to answer my questions, that's going to remove my doubts, that's going to show me the beauty of Islam. That's the guide. That's the package. I end with that. I literally end with that because I don't know how much I could repeat myself, inshallah. So moving on, I just want to quickly go through our package and answer some questions. Number one, a lot of you keep on asking the questions about shifting, non-shifting. Some of you ask about a longer stay. I want you to understand that the days of Hajj are, you've got 8 Dhul Hijjah, 9 Dhul Hijjah, 10 Dhul Hijjah, 11 Dhul Hijjah, 12 Dhul Hijjah, and potentially 13 Dhul Hijjah. These are 6 days of Hajj. The 13 one is one where somebody can do pelting if they want to, but these are the 5 days. If I explain them to you, 8th is when we go to Mina. 9th is when we go to Arafah, the main day of Hajj. Yes, the Arafah day. Mina is going to is leaving Mecca, going to Mina and preparing for Arafah, resting and preparing for Arafah. Arafah is a day we spend in worship and standing, making dua. After that, on Arafah night, we go to Muzdalifah, spend the morning of the 10th in Muzdalifah. This is Eid day, 10th, and then we very, very busy day. Then we do the first day of pelting. This is the Qurbani day. This is the Tawaf day for those of us who will do it on that day, and Tawaf can go take place over across these 3 days. So this is the most busy day, Eid day. We'll go back to Mecca. People will do their Tawaf. Then we have pelting on day. We have pelting on day 2. Then we have pelting on day 3, and then a lot of pilgrims will return to Mecca, leave Mina, and go back to Aziziyah or go back to Mecca. For us, we'll go back to Mecca because it's a non-shifting package. And then what will happen is people will do their tawaf with that. So if on the 13th, if I add the 13th over here, people will do their farewell tawaf, those who are getting ready to go to Medina, or those getting ready to move back to the UK, coming back to the UK, returning, those Hajjis that leave straight after the pilgrimage and after the Hajj, which means 6 days have gone. So if you look at a package that is, for example, an 18-day package, shifting package, or if you look at the longer packages, you still do not have much time within the packages because of that. So when you're assessing the packages, my brothers and sisters, you really need to ask for a day-to-day breakdown. I did share with you guys the day-to-day breakdown with yourselves. I'm not sure if you want me to show it again to you. If you want me to quickly do it, I will quickly do it. 1 second, just to give you an idea. So this is for obviously our own group, they can understand it, but also people that are looking to go with another package, is for them to ask this simple question that, is there something like this that I can see, to get an idea of what the package is and genuinely understand. Genuinely, this is very, very important. Genuinely understand, not presuming, because a lot of you presume. So I'll just quickly share screen. And Bismillah. Here you go. This is our package. Have a look at it. And you get to see here that day 1 is our fly out. Now you need to check your flights as well, because Birmingham, London, and if you're flying from other packages, depending on the airport, the flights are not identical. Remember that. Somebody mentioned to me that the Birmingham flight's coming 1 day. That's right, it's coming 1 day later, because it only flies, I think, on Monday, Thursday, and Monday. It flies 3 times a week from Birmingham, so it's not going to fly or be the same as every other package. London has daily flights. Manchester will have less flights. So London's the one that's the most flexible, because all of the major airlines fly on a daily basis, sometimes 2-3 times a day, whereas Manchester and Birmingham will have less flights. So you can see here, 4th Dhul Hijjah, we get into Mecca. That day is going to pass literally traveling in. On day 2, we'll be doing Umrah, and it's also Friday, so we'll have Jummah. It'll be a busy day. Day 3, if you ask me, will get spent probably resting, because you've done Umrah, you've prayed Jummah in the crowds, and you've also traveled. This will probably be a resting day. You may manage to get to the Haram for maybe 1 or 2 Salah maximum, maybe in the evening, Maghrib and Isha. Day 4 over here, perhaps you'll get some Salah, and then we leave. Look, so on the 7th of Dhul Hijjah, day 4, this day here, the pilgrims will start leaving after Isha. They will start leaving after Isha, because obviously the whole world can't leave at the same time. And number 2 is that we could leave before Fajr. Some people will leave after Fajr on the 8th. But my point being is day 4 and 5 is moving to Mina, spend the whole day in Mina. Now you're in the camps now. So this orange area is camps. You're in the camps. Day 2 is Arafah day, the main day of Hajj. It's on Tuesday, the Dua day, the pinnacle of Hajj. Then day 1 is stoning, very busy day. This is the day that we're going to do a lot of walking. Hajjis will be doing 25,000, 30,000, 35,000 steps on this day. we'll be walking to the Jamarat, and from the Jamarat we'll be walking to Mecca. From Mecca we'll be doing Tawaf. Some of us then may, some groups return back on the same day, which is crazy if you ask me. We normally will rest and then return to Mina, getting a good chunk of rest in to make sure you're sleeping and everyone's well. And on that day, there's a lot of walking to do. Then on day 2, you've got pelting to do. Day 3, you've got pelting to do. And then over here, if I bring you on day 10, over here, it's still Mecca day for us. We're still in Mecca. Our hotel is still in Mecca. On day 10, we'll be doing our farewell tawaf, tawaf al-wada'. For the sisters that are here, you need to look at these dates here, which is the date of 27, 28, 29, 30. These are the days that you want to be considering, that will you be praying in these days, and will you be able to do tawaf in these days, because tawaf al-ziyarah is a fard of the tawaf ifada, or some people call it tawaf al-ziyarah. This is the fard act of Hajj, and in these days you have to have some purity to be able to do the tawaf. As long as you get any of those days in a state of purity, you can do your tawaf ifada or your tawaf ziyarah. And like I said, if you've got a good guide and you've got scholars in your group that are experienced scholars in Hajj, they will be able to guide you accordingly. Then on the 11th, we move to Mecca, check into Mecca, probably in the evening, maybe early evening. Then we've got 12, 13, 14. 12 and 13, 14, we will be leaving probably after Isha. So again, the flights seem to stay the same all every year. So the flight on the 15th is returning at approximately 8 a.m. in the morning. So it means that after Isha, basically, we'll begin to depart on the 14th. So we've got 3 days there. So this is something which you need to really have a study of to figure out what your Hajj will be like, and does it really make it worthwhile to spend the money. So the point I'm making here is, it doesn't matter if you are in a 5-star hotel right on the steps of the Haram, or you are in a super luxury package. The fact is that if you're in a 12-day, 14-day package, you will have less days here. You'll probably have 2 days in Mecca, which means is there a purpose to you spending so much money? Because after the Umrah, you need to rest before you go for Hajj. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And likewise, over here in Medina, if it's a shorter package than 14, 15 days, you may just get 2 days in Mecca. And I've done the 14-day package on a number of occasions, and it is swift. And the main thing in these short packages is actually rest, rest, rest. It's not haram, 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 because you have to prioritize the Hajj. It's not, I always say this, Hajj is not like Umrah. If you've been to Umrah before, Umrah has a total different philosophy and Hajj has a total different philosophy. In Hajj, it's preserving energy, preserving everything you've got to do the rituals of Hajj. And in a short package, you'll have to do that. Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, I don't know why, I don't see the 24-day packages no more. I don't see the 28-day packages no more, which was so common under the old system where there was no nusuk. Our package for 8 years was a 25-day package. We never had a shorter package, and it was a shifting, and it was to 20, 24, 25 days bare minimum we used to have in the package, but you don't have that no more. So we have to make do. And that's why it's so much more important to be with the right group and to be with the right guides to make sure that even these 14 days you're able to achieve something. I swear to Allah, it's so much more important. If it wasn't, if you had more time, then perhaps you had an extra 5 days in Haram. We used to have 7 straight days in Makkah, brothers and sisters. 7 straight days in a row, praying in the Haram and doing ziyarat and going for different ziyarat with the group. So much time. In Medina, we had 6, 7 days. Then we would shift to Aziziyah for 3 days. Then we would have Hajj. Then we'd have 3 days after Hajj. We had so much time to develop our worship, but you don't have that no more. The 12-day packages, the 14-day packages, the 15-day packages, and even the shifting 18-day packages are tight because you move out of Haram as well. So in a nutshell, this is something that you want to look at and you want to ask. I'm going to stop sharing on this now, and I'm going to ask, before I move forward to a few other topics, which is configuration and e-wallet and Q&A, are there any questions that you have in regards to our package or any package that you want to ask? If you want to turn your microphone on, feel free to turn your microphone on and ask, or if you want to type it in the group, you can. From your experience, what type of package is the most popular in terms of shifting, non-shifting duration? This is really a, Arif, give me 1 second. Let me just answer this question. Stay where you are. From our experience, for us, I say this to people, a shifting package is absolutely dreadful if you don't have the correct group. What do I mean by that? If you don't have guides, then what you will end up doing in Aziziyah is literally either shopping or just sitting there twiddling your fingers. But for us and our group, because we have an educational program, a development program, for us, the best days of our life are Aziziyah days, because that's when the whole group is together in a smaller hotel. not a ginormous one. And that's where we are all praying our 5 salah together as a group. So we would have our own Jamaat time. We would go to the hotel in the masjid in the hotel. We'd pray our own salah, men and women. After every salah, we would have a learning program. We would go for different aspects of the Hajj. We would have Q&As. Then we would do ziyarat in Mina. We'd go take you to Masjid al-Khayf. We would take you to the Jamarat. We'd show you the walking pathways, the tunnels that you would go through. We would from there we would go to Jabal Nur and do the ziyarah of Jabal Nur from there, because you had the days. So it works. It's really good. Azizia is if you have the days, and also if your Azizia location is good, by the way. If your Azizia location is the furthest part of Azizia, then it's just dreadful. That's another question that you have to ask. Where is the accommodation? So for us, it was brilliant. We would never ever have it any other way. This is the first year that we're not doing a shifting package because of the Nusuk's quota system changing and standard packages being 70% now. That's another story. But for some people, it can be dreadful. For us, it's wonderful. And I would say, and I know this because we were always in Azizia. I used to see a hotel where 90% of the Hajjis had nothing to do, because the groups do what they do. They drop you off there and say, here, there's a mosque next door, go and pray in the mosque. If you want to go to Haram in the evening, go Haram in the evening. And that's absolutely fine. I haven't got a problem with that. But my point being is, for us, it was absolutely brilliant. So it's very circumstantial. It depends on who you're with, and it depends on, your guides. It can be amazing, or it can be a total waste of time where you're just trying to get back to the Haram, taxiing forward and backwards, forwards and backwards. So it's how you make of it. For us, no, we would have it no other way. Arif, go ahead. Arif, you put your hand up first.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Arif.
I just want to ask, because one of the things I was looking at is, Ithra AlKhair number 12.
Yeah.
That one, obviously, you go to Makkah first. Now, most of the people in our group, they really want to do it. They don't want to go Medina first. So that's why we're looking at the backup package. 11 is just not suitable for us. But I was looking at other providers that also do Makkah first as well. Do you know anything about the provider Yusra al-Mashair? Because that's the one that I was looking at. The days are close, they're aligned with you.
Listen. So I answer this question as well. I haven't got a problem with shifting between service providers or what the Saudi companies. Yeah, I always say this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the service provider. If you've got a good guide, you'll be fine. That's it. If you've got a good guide, or if you've done Hajj before, or sorry, let me rephrase it. Some people are extremely independent. They've been Umrah before, they've been Hajj before. They could be brothers that, mashallah, volunteer in the masjid. They do i'tikaf every year. There might be some tablighi brothers here that are really strong. If you're that type of brother, then you should be okay. You can handle any package, especially if you've learned the Hajj and you've been sitting in the gatherings of ulama for a very long time and you've learned the fiqh of Hajj and you're independent, then you'll be okay, regardless of which package you are with. Yes. So I don't have nothing to say about, because I've been in some of the worst Saudi companies that deliver the Hajj ever. Yeah. But we had a wonderful time because our group and the leads were brilliant. Yeah. People were complaining about the whole, they did this and they did that. But at the end of the day, we had a wonderful time. Why? Because the group and the makeup of the group and the guides that we had were solid. So we still had happy days.
How do we find out? How do we find out what guides we're going to have?
This is the question that you would struggle with, and I know travel agents may not like this, but I say it again and again, is that this is the most important question that anyone has to ask. This is the package I want to go on. Tell me who the guides are. And you know what they will say? They'll say, oh, look, we haven't allocated our guides yet, or, they're experienced people, but they won't give you a name. They give you the name of the hotel. They'll give you the name of the flight. They'll give you the cost. They'll give you what meals you're going to have. They'll give you bloody everything, but they won't give you this. Why? Because like I said to you, unfortunately, there's a famine of strong guides. There's a famine. You'll be very hard. Even for us, for example, to find instructors. On Hajj and Umrah, we don't send any Maulana or any Sheikh. They have to have some prime qualities that can be able to handle the Hajjis. Number one, strong patience. Number one, strong knowledge of the fiqh of Hajj. Because fiqh of Hajj, nobody studies. You're not in Hajj. You do Hajj once in a lifetime. Who knows the fiqh of Hajj? You do it once in a lifetime. Someone studied it in a book for years and years. They've never been for Hajj. They have to have strong knowledge of Mecca, strong knowledge of Medina, understand the ins and outs of Saudi Arabia. They need to have a good, be a people's person. They need to be able to deliver with people, to be able to receive the elderly, the young, the old, etc. So it's very, very difficult. I know it's difficult for the groups. They can't find anyone because we as an organization find it difficult. But alhamdulillah, we have our people. We've searched them out. We have our strong guides, alhamdulillah, and we don't have that problem. So I would say to everyone, these are all secondary issues if you ask me. Going Mecca, going Medina, it's not really important. It's about the development of yourself. It's called suhbah. In Arabic, what is suhbah? It's being in the company of good people, your group, and being in the company of scholars or learned people or spiritual people that can develop you. regardless of Makkah, Medina first, regardless of hotels, regardless of package. This is the most important thing. So in regards to answering the question, what is it called? Going Medina first. If you want to go Medina first, absolutely fine. It's not an issue. It's not anything which, for example, is, you know what, brother, unfortunately, the fact is now Nusuk messes everything up. They throw a spanner in the works everywhere. You plan one thing, Nusuk plans the total different thing. You plan one thing and Nusuk just, mashallah, turns everything here and there and flattens it out. It's happened to all of our planning. What our package would be like, what package we were going to be on, where we were going to stay, etc. All being turned upside down. We just have to say, Tawakkaltu ala Allah, Ya Rabb. Oh Allah, we as an organization and leaders just say, Ya Allah, we place our reliance upon you. This is the best package that we think it is. We're just going to do our utmost on the Hajjis and prepare them and pray that you, inshallah, make this journey a changing journey for us. And that's the most we can do. Allah, we're in the same situation as you. So
Yeah.
there you are. I don't know how you're going to find those guides. Phone them up and see if they'll tell you, but I don't know. I believe we're
Yeah.
probably the only one that puts our guide's face on the poster. Have you guys seen any other groups
No.
that are going from the UK that have the Maulana's faces or the Sheikhs or the Shuyukh's faces on the front? And what I mean by that is not, for example, a celebrity Maulana that's going to be overseeing 600 people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying every coach has to have one guide. Who is that guy? They'll be responsible for you. They'll be on the coach in your ziyarat. I have been on Hajj where they've just told the brother that on the weekend works in security to do the ziyarat in Medina. Like, you just tell them a bit about Medina. Look, here's a little book. Talk to them about Medina. This is this mosque. I'm like, Ya Allah, what the hell's going on? Okay, you have to make do with what you have. Respect to the brother for getting up and taking the opportunity and doing it. You know, I take my hat off to him. Wallahi al-azim, for him to do that, at least try. I take my hat off to him. But you know, these are pilgrims. They got so much to learn. They've got so much to do. Some of them are coming for the first time. So that's something which, you know, you have to sort of ponder over. Anyone else? Anyone else want to come in? Arif, has that answered your question? I know it's just too hard to answer.
Yeah, it's somewhat answered. It's because the reason I'm asking is because I want to have a contingency in place where if we're just in case on the day anything happened, like you said, Tawakkallah, we don't know what will happen. We don't know if I'll get the Ithra AlKhair 12. If I don't,
Listen.
I just the one that I saw that kind of aligned, the dates aligned with you, the place aligned with was the Yusra al-Mashair one.
Yeah.
With like I said, the 11 one didn't really align with what our need. We didn't want to go. We didn't want to fly to Medina first. We wanted to come to Makkah first and then kind of end the trip with from Medina.
At the moment, Arif, that's why I've sent out the form. So what the companies do, they look behind the scenes, they ask people, what does it look like on this package? How many Hajjis have you got on this package? Does it look like it's been oversubscribed? If it's oversubscribed, then we will stop you from booking that package. Do you understand? We'll say, okay, guys, this one's oversubscribed now. Book onto this package, or book onto that package, or book onto here. So what happens is that you don't lose out on the day. This is the strategy that we have behind the scenes between the companies and the partners on the ground to do that. So that's why I sent out that the Google form. I sent out a Google form. The poll wasn't working because people were joining afterwards and they weren't able to fill it in. So I've done a Google form. It's the same. It won't take you more than 20 seconds. Fill that in and we'll be able to give you the figures. Our package, which is 12, has space for, I think, 278. Yeah, so I think it's totally comfortable for us at the moment. I need to feed back our info back to Ithra to tell them these are our numbers, and that's why I'm asking you to get it filled in, inshallah. Plan B is, like I said, package 11 for us because it's identical. It goes to Medina first. By the way, Arif, we used to always go Medina first. That was our preferred package. The reason why we didn't do the Medina first on this time was it only had, I believe, the London package, London flight. It didn't have a Birmingham flight or a Manchester flight. Do you understand? That was my choice of package. 11 was. But when they said to me it's only a London flight, I said no, because we're going to have the Northerners, at least Manchester lot, Yorkshire, Lancashire, Midlands, East Midlands lot can get to Birmingham easier. So that's why we chose that one. Otherwise, our preferred package, Arif, is 11. We prefer to go Medina first because it means you get to climatize a bit more to worship. That's the philosophy that we had. But like I said, they turned everything upside down this year. This is the first year where we haven't got the package that we wanted, which goes towards our learning plan and the system that we have in place for the pilgrims. But khair, what can we do? We have to balance it out with your ease as well to some level and facilitate the UK culture of, I need to go from Manchester, I need to go from a closer airport. So we came middle way. Sister Muniba, did you want to come in? Is it Jasad family? I'm not sure who it is. And then sorry, Umair or whoever wants to come in first. I'm not sure who's there.
I can come in if you want.
Umair, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just thinking logistically for the days of Hajj from hotel to Mina to Arafah to Muzdalifah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll be traveling with my mum, and walking is a major factor in our decision making. So, could you just talk us through in terms of the timelines of the days, what you expect to be doing in terms of when we're departing, and how the coach arrangements are going to work from, say, Jamarat to Makkah, from the Muaisim camp to Jamarat, and these kind of things. So, we can have a picture in our head about what's going to
Good
happen on
question.
those days.
Good question, Umar. So basically, all the travel arrangements on the Muaisim camp is by coach because it's not so close to the Jamarat. Those in Majr al-Kabsh who are very close to the Jamarat, which they call the luxury or the VIP camps, are not too VIP if you ask me, simply because coaches can't get in there. You have to do everything by foot, which means walking there by foot, getting in there with your luggage and your stuff on your back by foot. And it also means going everywhere by foot, going into the metro system, catching that to Arafat, catching that to Mina, catching that to Muzdalifah, and then back as well.
Mhm.
So if you ask me, I'm not sure what's too VIP about it. Apart from on the day of pelting, you can go very close. In regards to our Muaysam package, facility-wise, it's the same, but the ease is that it's a coach service door to door. So what will happen is Hajis will pilgrims, we're non-shifting. So on the 7th after Isha sometime, all the way up till the next day, Zohar, somewhere between there will be given a slot. Obviously, there's millions of people to move. So they will slot, Ithra AlKhair will have a slot to say, these are our pilgrims across 8 hotels in Mecca. There's the
Mm.
Loco Hotel, there's the Swiss Al Maqam Hotel, there is this hotel, that hotel, and they will have a system and they will give us a time slot and say you leave at this time. We will tell you that time slot. We'll say come downstairs. We will jump in our coach with your Mina bags, little small bags, and we'll go directly to Mina and it will drop us off at the entrance of our Mina tent and you'll walk into your tent. You'll rest in your tent. We'll spend the eighth there. We'll pray Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. The next day, Fajr. And after Fajr, the movements towards Arafat will take place. Now, as you can imagine, it's not going to happen all at once. It takes 5, 7, 8, hours to get everybody there. So some people, they normally do Qura. Qura means where they just pull the names out of a hat. And they'll say, for example, Ithra al-Khair package number 12, you're going at 11 o'clock. It could be Ithral package number 4, you're going at straight after Fajr at 5 o'clock. And then they'll just give us our time slots and they'll call us. And we will make our way back to the exit of the Mina tent. We will get on a coach and that coach will take us to Arafah. The same in Arafah, when we leave Arafah for Muzdalifah, they'll give us a time slot. They'll say, for example, package number 12 is group number 12. You're going to be group 12. We'll call group number 12 as the time 1, 2, 3, 4. When they get to around about 10, they'll say 12, get in the queue. We'll get in the queue. We'll get on the coach. We'll go to Muzdalifah. From Muzdalifah, it gets a bit crazy. It's just every man for themselves. You just go to the exit and you jump on a coach. By then, we will have a number allocated to our camp, and whichever bus has that number on, we jump on it. We don't normally do it like that. My system's slightly different for my group. I'll make you all wait until everyone's gone, and at the end, we'll jump on a coach and go to Mina. Some people like to walk it. We don't walk it. We go by coach because if you have elders, it's difficult. Then from Mina, now from Eid day, from this point on, there are no more coaches because the
Mm.
crowds are too big. So the tunnels which take you to Pelting, they are tunnels that go through the mountains and they're pedestrian ways. No vehicles can go there. Nobody in Hajj can catch a vehicle to the Jamarat and the Pelting area. No one, not even 1%. There is nothing that is a vehicle or that can move in these areas. It's all pedestrianized and correctly so because there are millions of people walking. So we will walk through the tunnels. They are covered mainly. We as a group will tend to always go in the cooler time. You will see other groups dying in the heat, but we will never go. We will always be calm. We'll walk to the Jamarat, we'll do a pelting, and then we'll walk to Mecca. Those people who are not walking will be in wheelchairs at this point. You'll bring your wheelchairs with you to Mina. You'll leave them in Mina, and when we get back to Mina after Arafah, that's when you'll put your wheelchair into action. We will push all the way to, like I said, Jamarat, and then from there it's downhill to Mecca. We'll do our tawaf there, etc. And then the walk back out is the same as us. Actually, getting a taxi out of Mecca is easier, by the way. It's impossible to catch one in. It's very difficult. But ones that are in can get out. But the ones that are out have to go a mileage around because of the footwall. So on the way out, you can get a taxi. And I always say a 10 real taxi will become 100 reals that day or 150 reals that day. But we will pay that for the ease. It's okay. It's once in your lifetime. And we can catch a taxi back out to the Jamarat for those who want to. And then we will do the pelting and walk back to our tents. So that walking Jamarat area and the Mina area, like the way it's close to vehicles all year round, in the days of Hajj, it's close to vehicles as well. It's only walking. And so as you leave Jamarat, that's where the bus station is and that's where the cars are. And we will maybe get an update if buses are running. They generally don't really run very well, and we will do it by foot. We're with yourselves all the time. We know all the shortcuts. We know all the ease. So that's something to worry about. Those are the main days. As long as you've got a good wheelchair for your mom and you've got a good pair of arms and legs, you'll be absolutely fine, inshallah. There are hundreds and hundreds of Hajjis that it will be in our camp that will be doing it by wheelchair. So long as we risk assess that what we do all the way through, we risk assess and we do things properly and we thought out and we do it when it's less crowded, you'll be absolutely fine. Otherwise, if you end up with a maniac group lead that wants to just clean his hands of you and just rush everything, get you back to Mina, and then just say, I did my job, then, I call it suicide.
Sorry, can I ask a follow-up, please?
Go ahead.
So once you leave Muzdalifah, you go back to Mina tent.
Yeah.
From there, at what time would you go to the Jamarat, and then from Jamarat you'd go directly to Makkah?
Yeah, that's right. That time will be upon the assessment of the group. Generally, for us, we will go after Asr when it cools down. Remember, we are going to be close to June. The heat is very, very intense. So what we do is we take our Hajis back to Mina and we put them to sleep, because you've already had no sleep in Arafah. You barely had some sleep in Muzdalifah on the stone floors with nothing underneath you. You're very tired. You're very fatigued. You're very dehydrated. What we do is we say, here you are in Mina. You've got your mattress. You've got your bed. You've got your AC back on again. You've got food. I want you to rest, put your earplugs in, get a good 4, 5, 6, 7 hours sleep, get your food in you, get your water in you, get your hydration in you. And when we're all ready and we've got that big chunk of rest done, then when Asr time, I always say Hanafi Asr time, when it's cooled down, that's when we will leave and we'll walk through the tunnels. It'll be calm because everyone's rushed ahead at the beginning. We will do our pelting and then we'll enter Makkah towards later on after Maghrib time, and then we will do our tawaf then.
And roughly how long? Roughly how long is the walk from Ma'isym to Jamarat, would you say?
I would say it's about a 45-minute to an hour calm walk. It's a slow walk because of the crowds. We just take it easy. And it's not too up. It's quite a flat walk. The way the tunnels are designed, a lot of it, I would say 75% of it's in tunnels. So you're not, the sun's not over you. So when we're coming back and going, it's okay. And it's not too tough. It's not too tough, especially when we go.
So by the time you get to Jamarat, it's Maghrib time, and you pelt the stones there.
We'll pelt before Maghrib. We'll be sort of leaving the Jamarat round about the Maghrib time, heading towards Mecca. This is solely because it's summer and the heat is intense, and European Hajj, forget European Hajjis, Pakistani, Bangladeshi and Arabs can't take the heat. It's so hot, let alone the Englandis. It ain't happening. So we have to, like I said, it's risk assessed on health and your ability to be able to do things properly with your health. You've got to do tawaf ahead as well. So that's something very, very important for us. Then we'll make our way to Mecca. When we get to Mecca, we're going to go to our hotel again. We'll rest you again there. Get some food in you again there. And once you're rested, then you've got some time to go and do your tawaf. And then we'll make the schedule. So this schedule we will do on a sort of, it depends on the circumstances. Yes? It depends on the circumstances of the group, the health of the group, and then sometimes we will tell people that if your mother is ill or someone is not very well, you stay here. You don't need to go back to Mina now. You stay here. You can catch a taxi, go and do your pelting, or catch a bus, go and do your pelting, and come back to Makkah. Take care of your mom, take care of your dad. That's it. Do you get what I mean? We will guide you. Our guides and scholars that we have will at that point look at the circumstances of people and then tell you accordingly.
So from the Jamarat, you go to your hotel, you rest up, then you go to Haram for tawaf, and then you come back to your hotel, come out of Ihram.
You'll come out of Ihram before then. So no, actually, we'll come out of Ihram when we get back to Mecca, because in Mecca is our hotel. We're not going to come out of Ihram in Mina because it's just too much headache showering there, taking all your toiletries and clothes there. We will do our pelting. We'll go straight to Mecca to our hotel, and that's where you'll come out of Ihram. You will shower in your rooms. You will put your normal clothes back on in your rooms. You will rest in your rooms, and then at a certain time, perhaps normally I say it's about midnight, 1 o'clock, we'll go and do our tawaf, etc., and then we'll come back. But it's all circumstantial. I can't answer this here because it's all circumstantial. But the key thing you need to keep in mind is the ease of the pilgrims, the health of the pilgrims. That's the key thing that makes these decisions for us.
And then you don't need to do Safa Marwa then at that time. You don't need to do that in Hajj, no?
No, you will do Safa Marwa. You will do Safa Marwa in Hajj. So after the Tawaf Ziyarah, you will have Safa Marwa to do.
And then after that, you go back to Mina, basically.
Yes, after that, we'll go back to Mina.
And then we'll stay there for the following 2 days.
We will stay there for one more night. and then the next day we'll come back. So on the way back in, we will do the day 2 pelting, and on the way back out, we will do day 3 pelting. See, I told you I'm a calm chore. I'm
ठीक है
the biggest calm chore that will make life so easy for you. That's my nickname. Because I'm a lazy person myself, I try to make everything as easy as possible.
And all those travels between Makkah and Mina will be coach, other than the one that we're going from Jamarat to the
You need to
hotel.
remember that the days of pelting, 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
there's no vehicles. There are no
Okay.
vehicles. It's just too many people walking, and they can't get buses and anything in. On the last day, on the 13th, on the 12th, the last day of pelting, sometimes they'll bring a coach to take you back to Makkah. But it doesn't make sense because you don't need to go to Makkah, you need to do pelting. So what's the point of going to Makkah? Then you have to walk back to the Jamarat. So it doesn't really make any sense whatsoever. So you end up having to walk anyway, but they do have a coach. But we'll go through these details, these sort of details. Logistical details are actually depending on your group leaders and how much common sense they have and how much they, understand risk assessing their pilgrims and doing things correctly. We'll do that on the other side and go through those details once sales are finished, inshallah. But that's what we do. I know other people don't do that whatsoever. They have a total different plan. They do it. They think they're crazy, and then afterwards they get converted. The next year they do what we do as well. But what can we say? Is it?
ठीक है.
Is that's Umair done? Is it Muhammad? Is it Araf again, or is it? Where's the Jasad family? You guys had your hand up. Where's Jasad family? Is that Muniba?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Yes, assalamu
salam
alaikum.
wa rahmatullah.
Just a quick question. I don't know, we might be jumping ahead here, but we just want to know when we're actually purchasing the package on purchase day, will there be a code for our guide or anything?
So there's not a code for our guide. This is how it works. We are
Okay.
attached to package Ithra AlKhair number 12. Yes. What will happen is when the sales end, I already know, for example, from the Google form that you've completed, I already know who my pilgrims are, and I already have a list of them. I will then tell them that these are my pilgrims that are with our group. Do you understand?
Okay.
That's what will
Yeah.
happen. I will have my own register of them. We already have our own WhatsApp, and I will tell them. And then what we will do is logistically, they will know that these are our pilgrims. Now, so for a lot of you, I already have your details because I've been doing your passports, I've been doing your photos, loads and loads of you, mashallah. So those of you who do come through will be on our systems, and then they will be allocated to us. And you can tell them yourself as well, just in case anyone goes through the net. You can just say to them, sorry guys, I'm with, for example, Shaykh Nasir, Shaykh Muhammad, we're with the Abrahamic Foundation group, and then they'll allocate you there. There's nothing I know my pilgrims, and you will definitely come in on our side. They'll be happy to throw them over to us anyway. They don't want them. They'll say, the more the merrier over there because they'll take care of them. They know that. So that you don't need to worry about that. We're attached to Ithra AlKhair 12. There is 278 people allowed into that package, and there's another 278 in 11 as well. So they're identical, literally identical, meaning that you will be in the same tents, the same everywhere movements. It's an identical package. So hence it's absolutely fine that you select 12. If we have issues with 12, we'll let you to shift. We'll tell you to shift from 12 to 11 if they're oversubscribed. But at the moment, it isn't.
Okay, Jazakallah.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Muhammad Rahman, I think we've done you. Anybody else that's got any questions?
No, I had another question. Sorry,
Go
it's
ahead,
just
Muhammad Rahman. Go ahead, Arif.
two. First one is, once you get to Medina, how will the actual days look there? I was just curious to find out.
So I shared it with you. I'll share it again. 1 minute.
Yeah. I remember. I just wanted to kind of touch base and be kind of understand.
Here you are.
Yeah.
So on day 11, we check out of Mecca and we check into Medina.
Do you know what time we'll be checking out, or around what time we'll be leaving from Mecca?
To be honest, the whole of Mecca is checking out. It's Qiyamah Day on that date. All the packages, how they do block booking, so everybody is checking out on the day 11, which is 14th Dhul Hijjah. The shifting packages are going to move into Mecca. The non-shifting packages are either going to go back home or they're going to go back to Medina. So it's absolutely crazy. I call it Qiyamah in Mecca on that day. So when we're going to move, we don't know. We will tell you as early as possible because subhanallah, the whole hotel, I think Voco has like 8 towers. The whole of it will be checking out and the next group will be coming in. And the same in the clock towers, those huge towers, tens of thousands of people are checking out. So they'll have time slots. They do it very well. We don't have issues. We just tell Hajis to say, look, don't come downstairs until we're told to come down or when we told you. If we told you 10 o'clock in the morning, then come at 10 o'clock. You don't need to come at 8 o'clock. And accordingly, we will move. So it's not too problematic. If you look at here, so 12 on the Sunday, the 31st of May, which is the day 11, we will check out. And somewhere in the evening, I would say around about Isha time, if we're lucky, we'll check into Medina. Most of you will be knocked out after Hajj. You need rest because you've also done your tawaf al-wida the day before. So, so those of you who are energy, the young ones, maybe we'll go for the salam together. I'll take you for salam. We'll go for salam together as a group, and the sisters that want to go will go for salam from outside. On day 12, I need to fit in with the ministry, the group ziyarah of the Rawda Sharif. That's done by groups. So I need to organize the women's one, the men's one. Then we will have Medina ziyarat in Medina, and the coach, I will guide that myself, or Sheikh Muhammad will, with the two coaches, or how many of the coaches we'll have, will do the ziyarat in Medina. And then on day Wednesday, literally is your last day. We'll normally leave that empty for you to be able to. We'll fit in dates as well, by the way. The date man will get the dates. I normally get the date man to come to us because you have such a short time. So I'll get him to come to us. You'll get your dates given to you at your door, at your room, and then you'll do your last maybe salam, or just spend some last few moments in Medina, and then we will leave on the Wednesday evening after Isha, around about 10, 11 o'clock. After Isha, we will head towards the airport, inshallah.
So is it only actually? I'm just. Oh no, we're flying out on the Thursday, aren't we?
Yeah, the London flight is
Because I was
Thursday.
thinking
That's why I prefer the Thursday flight, the London flight.
yeah, because that way we got the three full nights in, three
That's
full
right.
days in Medina, isn't it?
That's
Because
right.
I've been looking at other packages where we actually only get 2 days, but we're flying out on the third, because the third day doesn't really count because we're flying out early morning, so we don't get anything of that day.
Yeah, on the package we
It's-
have there's clear we have 1, 2. Yeah, this is what I said to you is that the short packages, even the 18-day package that we had, is the same itinerary because they shift in as easier. So those days aren't in Mecca, Medina. You'll get about 2.5 days in Medina or 3 days in Medina, depending on it. So we'll leave after Isha, normally about 10, 11 o'clock from my experience. So we inshallah we get a good chunk of 3 days.
And do you know, while we're in Mecca,
Yeah.
do you know the first few days? What are we going to be doing there around those 3 days? I know we're going to arrive there on Thursday, probably going to be resting. Then Friday, you said we're going to do the Umrah after Jummah.
No. So
After that,
Friday, we can't give a time. Friday, we're gonna arrive in Mecca on Friday morning, early morning, perhaps Fajr time,
okay,
before after Fajr. When you
okay,
get there, there's only thing you can do is rest and get ready for Jum'ah. Yes, there's
yeah.
nothing else you can do. There's no Umrah. You've just got there. If you try to go into Haram at Jum'ah time, it'll be crazy. What you'll do is you'll pray Jum'ah, maybe whatever we can. I'm not sure, depending on
Aren't we
rest.
arriving Thursday? Sorry to cut you
No,
off. Are
we,
we
we fly
arriving
out on Thursday. We land on Thursday
okay,
night. By the time we get into Mecca and clear the airport, it'll be Fajrish time. Yeah?
okay. Yeah.
That's what I mean. You guys will understand this. The Hajj guides
Yeah,
understand this. So we are
yeah.
going to get into, hopefully we get into Makkah around about Fajr, maybe before Fajr. It could be worse. If one of you disappears or decides to go to the toilet or decides to buy a sim and not pay attention to the guide and we lose you, then subhanAllah, I might be there till Jum'ah. Because if people don't pay
Okay.
attention, they mess it up for the whole group. So ideally, my plan is to get there before Fajr if I can keep you under control and keep you what is it called, disciplined in getting out swiftly, quickly, and making sure that you do what you're supposed to do. Pray Fajr somewhere in Makkah, probably on the, in Hajj, people pray on the streets everywhere. The Haram overflows so bad, people are praying everywhere and every nook and cranny. We will then probably get you rested a little bit because it's been a long journey. Jum'ah, we need to pray as a priority. After Jum'ah, I'll be very, very busy because people will be leaving. And then somewhere when it cools down, I would say after Isha, probably we'll go for Umrah because remember, it's summer,
Okay.
guys. Temperatures will
Yeah,
be
yeah.
towards the top end of 40. So what will happen is that I would prefer that after Isha, we will go about an hour after Isha and then do a Umrah when there's a small lull, when everybody leaves the Haram to eat food and they rush to the hotels because it's half board. That's the time when I'm thinking of sneaking in and getting the Umrah done when it's less busy, inshallah. Then we'll come back and then you'll probably rest again that night and maybe have a late morning and then you've got the following days. That's the plan, inshallah.
No, I did want to know. It will. I think you've answered it in the WhatsApp group once, but what day will we uh, potentially get to visit the Jannatul Mualla?
I have to see, we have to assess on the day. It doesn't
Okay,
matter what we
okay.
plan on this side until we
Yeah,
don't know how your health is and when we manage to do Umrah, we can assess it. Majannat al-Ma'la ziyarah is an easy one. I can do it. I don't need a
yeah.
coach. Generally, I will
Yeah.
always go myself. I always say this to the pilgrims. How is it that you go to Mecca and you don't visit your mother, Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha? It's very disrespectful to not meet your mother. So I will, whatever happens, anyone that's elderly or not very well, they're banned from going because your priority is Hajj. But those of us who are fit and capable and have rested, I will pull you along and say, let's go, brothers and sisters, inshallah. Okay, any other questions from people? Configuring packages, it's very simple. I've sent the video out, which is a step-by-step breakdown through our package. I've told you is try and avoid in every circumstance the what is it called, those musafir flights, where it's a configured where it's a flight which is out of the system, out of the package. Try and stay away from that to your utmost ability. You are not going to book a wheelchair and you are not going to book Qurbani there. Yes, you don't book Qurbani because we do not know when it's happened. And what we want to try and do is keep the Umrah according to the Sunnah of Rasulullah to the best of our ability, which is to, inshallah, do pelting on the day, which is to then have our Qurbani done, which is then to come out of the state of Ihram and then to do our Tawaf. This is the system that we want to try and maintain as much as we can within our capacity or whatever we can within the abilities that we have. Some things are out of our control, and we will try and do that. With the online system, we do not know when you're getting it. We do not know when you're doing it. So that Qurbani, do not select the Qurbani and do not select the wheelchair either. You're not going to get a wheelchair over there. So just forget it. Don't waste your time in selecting it. And that's really it. Place it into your basket. You can only place one package in your basket. That's it. There's no more than that. The other ones will go into your preferred packages, which you can select if there's a plan B or a plan C. What I've said to everyone in the configuration or the sales day, which is at the moment scheduled for Sunday, UK time, 10 a.m., Makkah time, 1 p.m. 3-hour distance between Makkah and London at the moment because it's winter time, and that's 10 a.m. in the morning. So on Sunday, you're going to be waking up, mashallah, 9 o'clock, you're praying 2 rakahs to Allah, your salatul duha, inshallah, 4 rakahs anyway in the morning, which is a sunnah to pray. And then you're going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for ease. You're going to ask Allah to open your heart, to open your tongue, open your fingers on this chance, open your internet, open the blockages that may be there. And you're going to sit down, you're going to be saying labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, and then you'll log in a little before, inshallah, maybe half an hour before, whatever you want to, you can. There's no point logging in, sitting there for ages. You need to log in, and then inshallah, when the sales start, you're going to go to your basket, you're going to go to select the package. At the moment, it doesn't allow you to press purchase, but at that time it will say purchase package, and you will proceed with the purchase of the package. You may just have one more page, which is to configure transport. At the moment, it shows when you open it up for some reason, just check that it's configured. The next page will show you the breakdown. Make sure you're familiar with the breakdown, which is, for example, which package you're going with, your number 12, what transport, you've selected transport, what flight are you on? Is it the Birmingham or Manchester flight? Just make sure you're familiar with that, so you can just have a quick scan through and then move to pay for package. Read Bismillah, Allahumma labbaik, press it, and we leave the rest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's really it. There's nothing to overthink about. There's nothing to worry about. I've told you before, there have been uncles that can't read and write that on the day got the package, and there are people, mashallah, with degrees that didn't get the package. It's all in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We just show a clear intention to Allah with a clean heart that, oh Allah, this journey is about me coming closer to you, a journey about me becoming a better Muslim, a journey about me leaving the bad habits and the sins that I have, a journey about me making pious and good friends for life. It's a journey of me connecting with scholars and connecting with guides and mentors that I can have a relationship with for the rest of my life. It's about me, perhaps potentially making dua that I find a spouse. Maybe I find my spouse on Hajj, alhamdulillah, etc. So these are the things that, intentions we have, and we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything else? Any other questions? E-wallet, you should be topping up your e-wallet now. You should have the money in your e-wallet now for your package. If our package is in pounds, it says 7,525. You need to look at what is it saying in the basket, what is it saying there, and add an extra 2, 3, 4, 500 riyals. Look at package 12, configure it, have a look at what the price is, and add an extra 400, 500 riyals. People are complaining that we're going to get a 2.3% hit when we get a refund. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing me and you can do. If you want to go for Hajj, that's the system. If you like it, submit. If you don't like it, then, say labbaik next year, or say labbaik when, I don't know, there's a revolution in Saudi Arabia and, I don't know, things become easy. So that's the system. You're going to lose 2-3%, 2.3%. Subhanallah, people lose stuff in the dunya. I don't know why we get so. If you lose it, you don't lose it. It's in the path of Allah. Your intention was for Hajj. You got the reward for Hajj, you got the reward for spending in Hajj, brothers and sisters. I don't know what you stress about so much. We take hits in life in so many things. You know, whether it's business, whether it's car, whether it's, you know, accidents, whether it's, you know, harm. I blew up something in my house, you know, I blew up the microwave, I dropped the iron. These are hits that we have in the life. 2 points, you know, 2 point, you know, let's say it's an 8 grand package, 8,000 divided by 100 times 2.3. It's £185 in the path of Allah, inshallah. In the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's on an 8,000 package, £185 you potentially will lose if you got £8,000 in there and you refund all of it because you didn't get the package. That's £125 in the path of Allah, inshallah, because it was your money for Hajj. And that's inshallah been accepted by Allah, and the remaining 7,850 wasn't accepted. That 184 was accepted. And if you got change left over, inshallah, after you've done 2 rak'ahs salatul shukr, that you got the package, alhamdulillah, and you've given some sadaqah, you can then inshallah ask for a refund for that money and then give that money in sadaqah and shukr, inshallah. Because you spent it in the path of Allah, it's not good to bring it back and put it in your pocket. It's better you take that money back and then in thanks to Allah, give it in sadaqah, inshallah. I'm just saying this, yes, you don't have to. It's not fard. So don't panic and worry about it too much, but top up your e-wallets now and make sure they are ready. Today is Wednesday. Yes, yeah, it's Wednesday now. So get it ready Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Be ready for the date, inshallah, and get it topped up. E-wallet, I've done configuration, I've done Q&A. That's it. Generally, it's open to you now. Say whatever you want. Put your hand up, inshallah, and I'm happy to. What is the significance of the 3 days of stoning? I will go through that in the Hajj preparation. There's a massive, I can't explain here. There is a whole philosophy of Hajj. There is a whole hikmah of Hajj. There is whole lessons from every portion of the Hajj that we go through. Subhanallah. We will go through these in details. You will run away from us because we will have so many lessons. As soon as I find a quiet place in the hotel, that will become our mini masjid. All of you will be there, inshallah. I'm already making dua that we find a nice corner in Voco, inshallah. And if not, I'll find a corner outside or whatever it may be, and we'll have our lessons there. And don't worry, we'll go through all of these things. That's what we're there for. You will be having classes beforehand to know steps of obligations. Of course, throughout the duration of the Hajj, everything during the days of Hajj we will go through. So the day before we leave, we'll tell you what the Yawm al-Tarwiyah is, the day going there, why the Messenger of Allah went there, what he did. We generally go through we study the hadith of Muslim, where the whole Hajj of Rasulullah is described. We go through all of it, day by the whole seerah of the Hajj we go through generally before we leave. Why isn't there longer packages anymore? Saudi, Nusuk, I don't know. They don't want you there anymore. They get you out quickly. I don't know. And like I said, our package was always for 8 years straight, 25 days. I don't know. And the other thing is to be honest, I surveyed you guys at the beginning. I put a survey out whilst there was no packages out, and everybody chose 14, 16 days. That was it. The vast majority of people don't want to go for longer. How would we know how the guide is good? That's for you to search out. That's it. That's for you. Most of you have come to us by recommendation. You have been on Umrah with us. You have family and friends have been on Hajj with us. You've been to us in Palestine. You know us through the community work that we do. Your colleagues have advised you to come with us. That's the way you know us. You have recommendations. And the best thing you can ever go on is a recommendation, if you ask me, because someone's had an experience with us. Otherwise, if there's a name that they give you, ask your imam. Say, do you know this person? Is this guy a guide? Is he a scholar? Is he reliable? Are you okay? You know, ask them, inshallah. But it's your duty, more important than your hotels, more important than your flights, is to know. Because listen, yeah, for 2.5 weeks, 15 days, you're glued to this person. You don't want a person that goes and locks himself in the door and doesn't come out. You want a person that's there by your side. So many of you need support. So many of you need mentoring. So many of you need consultation, mashura. You have problems in your life. You have problems with your children. You have problems with your wife. This is the person that's there. Take advantage of them. Pick their brain. These guys are community leaders. These guys work in the Sharia Council. These guys teach fiqh. They teach knowledge. They hear and they've experienced so much. These are the people you want to pick their brains like mad. Previously, you wanted an appointment like Sheikh Muhammad Ali Bala'u, the senior scholar with ourselves. He's a mufti. He's an author of more than 15 books. Yes, the guy is a speaker on Al Jazeera Arabic on Islamic sciences. The guy sits on a number of fatwa councils across the country. This guy is so hard to get. He's one of our group leads. He's there at your feet to ask. One of the most senior scholars we have in the world today, and one of the greatest qaris we have in the world today as well. Sits on international qiraat competitions across the world. We'll be traveling by coach or train Makkah Medina by coach. We're a premium package. Will there be a female guide with our group? Officially not at the moment. We don't have enough people. Groups that have 600-700 will do. However, we will create a sisters group, and you do have WhatsApp contact with the scholars as well, inshallah. And sometimes we will have a female guide in the WhatsApp group that we send from the UK with us, not sent from the UK, but that's in the WhatsApp group for you as well. Who guides the women? To be honest, the fiqh of Hajj between men and women is exactly the same. There is nothing different in the rituals. The only issue that occurs is when women are not praying, and that guidance generally comes to the muftis again. So it shouldn't be too problematic whatsoever. If we don't end up in Ithra AlKhair package, can I still join you there? No, you can't. It'll literally be impossible, generally because our hotels will be different and you're not going to be in our WhatsApp group and it just doesn't work out. We've had this so many times, it just doesn't work out. You need to be in our group, inshallah. Make the intention, book number 13, book number 12, book any of the vocal, whatever it says vocal, just get onto that, inshallah, and you'll end up with us. I've answered all the questions, I believe, in the chat. Why is there more longer package anymore? Will we have classes before Hajj? Of course we will. We'll have 3 webinars. We'll have 1 seminar before we go. They'll be quite detailed. We'll have a pre-departure one again, just to make sure you're all on the same page. From your experience, what type of package is the most popular in terms of shifting? For us, it's shifting, but for other people, it's not. Depends on the group that you have. Anyone else have any questions? Feel free to, what is it called? Turn on your mic, put your hand up, and ask the question. That's what I'm here for today, before we leave. The questions, no question that is stupid. I want to answer every single question that you have. There is nothing, there's no question that you should shy away from. I'm not offended by anything that you ask, inshallah. We are a non-profit organization. We are here to serve the pilgrims. We're here to serve our families, our communities, and the Muslims of the UK, because you're an asset for us. If you're a strong Muslim, you're an asset for us. You're an asset for our masjids, you're an asset for the ummah, and you're an asset for spreading Islam in our lands, inshallah. May Allah accept you all. Okay. I don't think we have any more questions, alhamdulillah. The only request I have with yourselves is to make sure that you filled in the short Google form. It won't take you more than 30 seconds. Jazakumullah khairan, and that gives us the ability to plan properly. Excellent. I think we're done. I don't think we've got any more questions. And we're going to finish on that. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أستغفرك وأتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept all of our efforts. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept us for the Hajj of His house. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best of groups, the best of experiences, and for it to be a life-changing journey for us, where our hearts change, where the harshness and the solidified hearts and the stone hearts become soft and they incline towards Allah and His Rasul. We ask Allah to fill our hearts with the love of Rasulullah and let us return with His lifestyle within our life, inshallah, and may He keep us connected to the Holy Lands. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You need anything, just get in contact, please. Give us a message. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.